So Madison's been dealing with some left-sided hip and glute pain, a little bit of sciatica running down her leg. She sits a lot for work. She's having some issues in that side. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and open up some of the connective tissue and everything that neural chain needs opened on the backside of her left side. So Madison, I'm going to teach you that standing hamstring stretch. You're actually just going to put your left heel up on the chair there for me. Let me know if you feel like you have enough balance. Okay, so left foot goes up on top. Perfect. What you're going to do is you're going to oscillate forward and back, so you're hinging forward at your hip. Good. Pretty big stretch, correct? Okay, you doing okay? So what we're going to do is as she's there and as she's lengthening and oscillating back and forth, we're hitting all of that connective tissue across the backside of her hip. And throughout this whole process, Madison, where are you getting most of your tightness? Is it behind the knee? Is it the mid-belly of your hamstring? Is it up in the glute? Hamstring. So same idea, we kind of find that area and we try and figure out how do we reduce the restriction in that area, and it'll tend to move around a little bit. Madison, what I want you to do is stay up nice and tall. You're going to pull your toes back towards your nose and then point them down like a gas pedal. Good. Back and forth just like that. So now the hamstring stays the same length, but now we're actually crossing that sciatic nerve to move through both the hip, the hamstring, behind the knee, through the calf, and even through the bottom of the foot and the toes. Madison, you still doing okay there? You feel that a little bit more behind the knee now besides the hamstring?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to move your left foot right and left like a windshield wiper. Keep your toes pulled up. Good. So now we're getting the rotational component through the hip, allowing all components of that hamstring to start to loosen up under load, and that nervous system is going to be modulated by some of the vibration and allow that connective tissue to start stretching with less guarding from the nerve that runs through the backside of our leg. So as we free up some of the restrictions, our muscles get a little bit longer and a little bit better at tolerating some of the stresses she's going to be going through on her normal day at work. So we're going to teach Madison how to do a self-application of some of the TBT tool here as well. So we're going to start off by hitting some of the glute, and then we're going to try and get her to progress into a pigeon pose. So as she starts to loosen up, she'll free up a little bit more range of motion and ability to get into some of those positions. So Madison, you're going to go ahead and step your left foot up on top of here. Okay, you can lean forward, bringing that knee up towards your chest. You're going to hold onto the tool here. That little silver button is how you turn it on. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to hit the target area all across your backside there. Good, leaning forward, about 5 to 10. Good, work laterally underneath the underside of your hip here. Wherever you feel like you get that most restriction, you need the most freedom. Okay, sometimes the genes will limit you a little bit, sorry. Okay, and all the way to where your pocket is. Good. Now, Madison, I'm going to have you try and cross your leg a little bit, kind of that pigeon pose. You're going to bring the ankle across. Good. Same thing. Keep applying there. You can hold on to whatever's most comfortable for you there. Good. Try and drop that knee down towards the table. Good. And again, you can do this on a countertop. You can do this on your sofa. Let's say your balance isn't as good as Madison's. We can even show you a seated progression. Good. See how she's leaning in and out of it? She's getting that continuous oscillation, so she's trying to get the lengthen, oscillate, vibrate, love principle in there. So I just showed Madison the standing glute stretch, the standing pigeon pose. Now let's say she's at work. She needs to use her tool there because she's getting a little stiff from sitting all day. I'm going to have you cross your left leg over your right. Okay, ankle comes over the knee. What you're going to do is you're going to do the self-application again now to that left glute and pocket area. Same thing. Anywhere that you start to feel that tightness, that restriction, you can use that tool across that area, okay? Go ahead. You can turn it on there. We're going to do that same technique where we're lengthening and kind of oscillating forward and back, bringing your belly button towards the front of your shin, finding those areas that have the most restriction and allowing you to just feel the restriction starting to loosen up for you, modulating some of that nervous system and the pain that's associated inside that hip. Pretty easy to do, sitting at your desk, sitting at home, watching TV, hanging out with your kids.